Barcelona drop out of the Champions League. Wijnaldum in Premier League return. Moyes plans defensive reinforcements and a transfer roundup all coming up in the next few minutes. As I'm your host, Matt Froelich, you are the OneFootballers, and this is the Daily News. So first off, and for the first time since 2000, Barcelona have failed to make it out of the Champions League group stage. Will drop in to the Europa League after the Christmas break. Has been coming though. Honestly, Barcelona have not been good pretty much since Bayern Munich battered them 8-2 a couple of years ago. And since then, it has been a downhill slide for the club. And despite the fact that Xavi is now in and there are some promising signs coming out of the Catalan side, they were just second best on the night. And it looked like they were always going to be. There are a few injuries here and there, and they weren't going to compete against what is, in all fairness, a very, very good Bayern Munich side. Because of the 3-0 loss, which saw the likes of Thomas Muller and Jamal Musiala get on the score sheet alongside Leroy Sané, and Benfica's 2-0 victory over Dinamo Kiev, Barcelona finish third and will enter Europe's second Premier competition in February. Now, of course, this isn't the first time since 2000 they've played in it. They were also in it in 2003-2004, and that was after they didn't qualify through the league. But since then, they've gone on to win it quite a few times, but there is no shame in Barcelona trying to pick up the Europa League as well. Yes, it's not what they wanted. It's not the Champions League, but picking up another European trophy is not something that every club can claim to do. So Barcelona should definitely go full steam ahead, and if not, for the reason that at the moment, it's looking difficult that they'll finish in the top 4 in La Liga. So the Europa League also presents a route into the Champions League for next season. So they should definitely try and win it. The one issue is that there is another team who have dropped into the Europa League because of last night's results, and that is Sevilla. This is just their competition, so I'm not sure Barcelona can win it. It's what Sevilla do. The Europa League, sure, we'll take another one. It's like challenging Cristiano Ronaldo to a goal-scoring competition in the Champions League. It's what he does, you're just not gonna win. Anyway, Sevilla in it because of a 1-0 loss to Salzburg, who made it through to the knockout rounds. The first Austrian side to do so in around 30 years, and it's a group which sees Lille finish top and Wolfsburg head out. Elsewhere in some other groups, Juventus finished top thanks to a last-minute equaliser for Zenit against Chelsea in a 3-3 draw, meaning Chelsea go through in second. And in Manchester United's group, well, it was rather a flat end to what has honestly been a rather flat group as well. The Manchester United kids played off against Switzerland's young boys, and it was a 1-1 draw which saw a whole host of debutants for Manchester United, including Tom Heaton in goal, who replaced Dean Henderson around the hour mark for his debut for the club 19 years after he first joined. As for Atalanta Villarreal, that was postponed because of the snow in northern Italy, and it looks as though it will be kicking off sometime this afternoon, which is Thursday afternoon. Next up then, and to Gini Wijnaldum and potentially leaving PSG. I know the Dutch midfielder only signed for the French club in the summer transfer window on a free transfer and a 3-year deal, but after not really starting many games or convincing too much, it looks as though he may be open to a move. That is because the club has said that he can leave on loan. Of course, they don't want to let him leave just yet, but is a loan deal really good enough for Gini Wijnaldum? After all this talk about him signing a new contract at Liverpool, it didn't happen. I'm not sure whether there's any harsh feelings there, but maybe he can return. Liverpool have got quite a few injury worries, and they could probably do with someone like Wijnaldum, especially as they head into the back end of the season fighting on all fronts for trophies. Alongside this, though, there's been talk of another return of Gini Wijnaldum to Newcastle. Bit of a different level from Liverpool, seeing as if he joins Newcastle, he'll be by far and away one of the best midfielders, best players at the club, and he'll be in a relegation scrap. But who knows, at least he'll get some game time. Since joining PSG, he's only started 7 of 17 Liga games and only 3 of 6 Champions League games in the group stage, and it looks as though moving forward, Mauricio Pochettino has other ideas for his midfield. The one thing is, though, when it comes to a loan, you can see why PSG are doing it. They don't want to get rid of him just yet, even though they could get a bit of money for someone they signed on a free. But a loan isn't Wijnaldum's thing. He's not a youngster who needs to go out and prove himself. Either PSG want him now, or they don't want him at all. And I think a decision will probably need to be made by the end of the season, regardless of where he plays the back half of the campaign. Moving on then, and actually to a Premier League manager who's got quite a few injury worries in David Moyes. West Ham had a brilliant season last year, and this season they've shown they're capable of pulling off some stunning results. See home to Liverpool and home to Chelsea for evidence. But they have been a little bit shaky in other areas, and things are definitely not being helped by the fact that Angelo Ogbonna looks to be out for the season, and Kurt Zouma could be out for up to 3 months. So David Moyes is planning some defensive reinforcements in the January transfer window, and there are 2 players on his list. The first off is Nathan Ake. At Manchester City, he's a good squad player. I don't ever think he'll be starting games regularly because of the likes of Laporte, they've got John Stones and of course Ruben Diaz as well. But at this stage of the season, Pep Guardiola's probably not going to want to let the squad depth thin, especially if it means in January he'll have to go out and bring in a new centre-back. Yes, Nathan Ake may not be that Champions League top level, but he's still a very good player to have around the club. But on the flip side, the loan to West Ham would see him play pretty much every single game, and I'm sure he'd have a very good second half of the season. And the same thing kind of goes for Liverpool. They've got Nat Phillips. He's not a guaranteed starter. When the likes of Gomez, Konate, Matip and Virgil van Dijk are fit, that leaves Nat Phillips in 5th position. But when you saw what he did at the San Siro against AC Milan, he's still a very, very good defender. So does Jurgen Klopp want to lose that squad depth, or does he actually want to give Nat Phillips the playing time that he deserves in the Premier League after putting in some very good performances last season when Liverpool had all those centre-back injury worries? Again, I think either Ake or Phillips, or even both of them, would be brilliant signings for West Ham, will certainly help them to try and get back into the Europa League, if not, challenge for the top 4 come the end of the season. Finally then, a quick run up of the rest of the day's transfer news and rumours that you might have missed. And Juventus are willing to sell Aaron Ramsey, and the former Arsenal man could be heading to Everton. If Calvin Phillips is to leave Leeds, he would reject a move to Manchester United and join Liverpool instead. AC Milan have joined the race for Lille defender Sven Botman, and Marcelo could end his 15 years at Real Madrid at the end of the season by joining Brazilian side Fluminense. That's all from me there. Make sure you come back tomorrow to check out loads more OneFootball content.